Hello everybody, how are we doing? Can you see me all in lovely, wonderful HD? I'm using my new camera for the live stream for the first time tonight, and it's funny because I can actually see myself on a little viewfinder now on the camera itself. So yeah, I think I've got to be a little bit more aware of making sure I've got good makeup on for the live stream in future, because it's a lot more, well, I'm hoping it's a lot clearer footage. So hello everyone, Melissa's having burgers for dinner, so she's here but she's not here, which is fine. Mum's had corned beef hash. Ooh, do you know, I haven't had corned beef hash in years. um Hi Raven. Ellie sadly can't join tonight. I'm going to one of the virtual events at Huddersfield Literature Festival after your recommendation. It's called a masterclass in storytelling. That sounds fabulous. I'm trying to think of whose event it was, but I looked at that as well and I was like, I'd love to go to that, but I'm live streaming, so I can't. So yeah, definitely enjoy it. I'll leave one question though. Do you ever get imposter syndrome with writing, and how do you deal with it? Oh my gosh, all the time. Let's talk about that at some point this evening. Yeah, definitely. That's such a good question. And presumably you'll catch up on it later to hear what we have to say. But yeah, I really do. I have a YouTube channel recommendation for gamers who want something to fall asleep to. There's a YouTuber called Mad Morph, and he does a series called Fall Asleep While I Play that's fantastic. Oh, there you go. I don't tend to watch YouTube gaming to fall asleep, but I do watch a lot of YouTube gamers. I watch Jitterybug, who is a Minecraft YouTuber, and I used to watch James Turner, who did a lot of the Sims stuff, but I don't really watch him anymore. The other person that I've just found recently is, oh gosh, I can't remember his name. What is his name? I'm trying to see if any of his. It's Marlowe. It's Marlowe is the guy. He's English guy, and he does Minecraft as well. Minecraft games. Really clear. Oh, good. I'm glad it's really clear footage. You'll have to let me know, Mum, if my skin tone looks horrendous. I'll have to get some better makeup. Kelly, hiya. How are you doing? I think you're just going to read tonight. Fair enough. What are you reading? I've been reading the first book of the 6 that are shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction. So I've been reading Flashlight by Susan Choi. Beautiful covered book. Really, really beautiful. And very, very interesting so far. You can see kind of how far through I am on it. Really, really good. Not the type of thing, to be honest, that I think I would generally pick up, because it's set in the 60s and the 70s. I don't really tend to read anything that's in that kind of period. But I am really enjoying it. I think all of the characters are so interesting. It's like all of the characters have got a little bit of something that's nice about them, but also this kind of darker side to them as well. So yeah, I'm really interested in that. I'm enjoying reading that, is what I'm going to say. So yeah, I'm not going to say too much about it, but I just wanted to mention it because I'm really enjoying it in this. So yeah. Yeah, let us know what you're going to read if you're not trying to fall asleep. Morphy's great, very soothing voice. There you go. I will definitely have a look. I do like listening to a lot of just having a lot of gaming stuff on in the background, like say Jitterybug and It's Marlowe. They do like quite long, like let's play type things, so you can kind of have it on in the background. I'm reading his project. I'm not going to say that word because I don't know if that will get me demonetised. It's about 10 years old, about in the Highlands in the 1800s, a novel told like a true crime. About a third of the way through and enjoying it so far. That sounds really interesting. Murder in the Highlands in the 1800s. That makes me think of, has anybody been watching Should I Marry a on Netflix? I really don't know what I'm allowed to say on a live stream. But yeah, the documentary series about the woman who marries a guy who knocked over a cyclist. Very, very interesting documentary. So yes, how's everybody's week been? I am currently, well, I say I am, Tom, bless him, is going to be doing some editing for me on my channel because I've taken on a new client with my freelance work, and I'm now working kind of 45 hours a week, and so I need some help and some support with everything that I'm doing. And so he said that he will help me with some editing. So I got myself all set up. I've got my laptop. We've got him all set up. He did a bit of a rough edit of so the video that went out last week, the 100 books over 100 years, he took that footage and kind of had a go at making his own version of it, just to get used to using Final Cut Pro and stuff. But unfortunately this evening, because I've been using the new camera, something's not quite working with Final Cut Pro. So we've been kind of talking about that this evening, about how to sort the editing out and stuff, because he's got all the footage from Huddersfield Literature Festival. So I went to the festival over the weekend. I went to the launch party. They had a birthday party because the festival's 20 years old. I went to that on Friday night, and then on Saturday I went to 2 events in the end. I was supposed to go to 3, but to be honest I was just a bit shattered. I was supposed to go to 3,000 Lesbians Go to York, which was a film screening and a Q&A session about a queer art festival in York and a film that was made about it. That was supposed to start at 11 until 1, and then there was We Came by Sea, which was... Is that 2 till 3? Yeah, 2 till 3, and then 4 till 5 there was Emily Bronte Reimagined. So yeah, I ended up going to the 2 later events. I just needed a bit more time chilling at home on Saturday morning just to kind of come round and stuff. So it was really good. It's going to be a very short vlog, because you can't really vlog much at these events when they're happening. You know, I can't just sit there with my camera all the way through the event. So I think it's probably going to be quite short, kind of like 10-15 minutes, something like that. But hopefully it'll be a nice little out and about vlog. So yes, and I am really, really hoping that we have some other people here, because I can't remember who it was last week. It wasn't Jill. I feel really bad that I can't remember who it was, but we were talking about my chair, my squeaky chair. Well, I think I might have temporarily fixed it. I think. So hopefully you won't hear any dodgy passing wind noises in this live stream. I got their little brackets. I don't know if I can see them. If I can show you. I've got the packet here. Just while we wait to see if anybody else joins us, I can show you what they're. These little kind of bracket things, and you clip them together. You kind of clip them together, and then they kind of snap closed around. God, I'm making a bit of a hash of showing you this. They kind of snap together around the leg of your chair, and then obviously when the chair would normally push down, these act as like a barrier in the way, so you can't your chair can't just slowly lower to the ground. So I got those, and they've worked very well. I have to say they've worked very well in terms of, yes, they were very difficult to snap together at first. I put them on once and I thought they were on now, fine. I sat down on the chair and they like flung across the office. It was quite funny. But I have re-snapped them and I managed to get them on properly. And then after that, they were working fine, and it's been great. The only issue that I have found is that the chair doesn't have any bounce anymore, so it's now a very kind of hard surface to sit on, which is fine. I don't think it's really affected my back too much yet. Obviously, if it does start to hurt my back, I'll just have to look into getting a new chair. I also tightened up the screws on the arm with my Allen key. I literally did that this morning, so the arm isn't loose anymore. So hopefully the problem should be sorted and I can get, a little bit more time out of my chair before I... Was it you, Raven? Was it you that recommended me about it? Sorry, I can't. Like I said, we were having so many conversations last week. It's hard to remember exactly who in a conversation was reminding me about it or recommending it to me. But yeah, it's been great, because to be honest, I was looking at spending like £300 on a brand new chair, and I don't really want to spend that kind of money right now. But when I work at my desk 40 hours a week, I've got to have a chair, and I was like, I can't keep apologising. It's one thing when we're all sat on a live stream for me to make a joke out of it. Yeah, what you use them on your chair. Right, thank you. Yeah, it's one thing to... Hi, Garth, how you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, it's one thing to be on a live stream and be like, it's not me, I'm not passing wind. It's another thing to be in a client meeting. Just like trying not to move in my chair because I'm trying not to make like, passing wind noises. So hugely thank you, Raven, for helping me with that. It's really, really helpful. And so far, we're all good. So we've got a new camera, we've got a chair all sorted. We're getting professional, guys. We're getting really professional. And I spoke to my sister and my mum at the end of last week after the live stream because I was getting a little bit worried that that I wasn't providing enough kind of structure in the chats, in the chatting sections, and wasn't being literary enough, and I wasn't making it bookish enough. And both of them are like, we just actually think it's best when we're just chatty and we see how the conversation goes. Like, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have even been Lainey who came into a live stream a while ago and was talking about a chap making a sandwich in the cinema. Bless her, she apologised to me afterwards. She was like, I was talking about rubbish. And I was like, no, honestly, it was absolutely hilarious. It was great. So I think I just need to chill a bit. I need to not worry too much. These are supposed to be live. They're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be all of us hanging out like you would hang out with friends. And I try not to think too much about what I'm saying with my friends. I try to be a bit more relaxed. Although I think when you are an anxious person anyway, you do kind of tend to think about what you say all the time before you say it out loud anyway. So, yeah. You're just finishing with dinner, then we'll be fully with you all. That's fine. My sister's making dinner as well. As usual, Melissa's I think she's making burgers for dinner tonight, which I have to say I'm a little bit jealous. I would love a burger. I haven't had dinner, but I did have a pizza, like a small oven pizza for like my lunch, because I knew that I probably wouldn't have dinner tonight. So, yes. Well, it's 12 past. We might as well wait until 15:15, another 3 minutes, and then we're going to our first writing session. The freeform chats are lovely. Also, fellow overthinker. Yeah, I think freeform chats are going to be nice. We can just talk about whatever comes up. It was Ellie said that she wanted to have a chat about overwhelm. No, not overwhelm, sorry. Was it imposter syndrome? Sorry, I'm just going to quickly scan up the... Yeah, do you ever get imposter syndrome with writing? How do you deal with it? So maybe in the next chat session after the first writing session, we will talk about imposter syndrome, because I think it's really important to talk about. But what is everyone going to be doing during our 20-minute sessions tonight? I'm going to be editing. So I know I talk about this all the time. I feel like I'm a broken record, but I'm part of the Bronte Creative Writing Centre group. We meet once a month to talk about our writing and to share our writing with each other, that kind of thing. It's my turn to present this Sunday, so I need to send over my work. Michael, who runs the group, I saw him on Sunday and he was like, how's your writing going? You're presenting next Sunday. And I was like, yes. So I think, and I told him about the live stream. I told him that we meet and I write on the live stream and stuff. So I obviously we've been meeting, haven't we, for quite a few weeks now, and kind of I've been doing writing. So I've got some stuff to present. I just want to edit it a little bit because I think I've been writing and not really editing much. And because everybody in the group had read, I think they read the first and second chapter, I need to kind of like summarise what's happened in the first and second chapter and then send them like the next chapters on, because obviously they're not going to want to start from the beginning and read everything they've already read. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on summarising for everybody. I did change the pitch, actually. I worked on the pitch the other day. I had a little bit of time. Can't think what I was doing. Was it yesterday? Might have even been yesterday. I had a little bit of time. And then I was like, do you know what? I'm going to start working on my pitch, on the content for the writing group. And I completely rewrote my pitch, which is interesting. So, yeah. I should actually say, for anybody who's watching this on demand, thank you very much. I know that not everybody can make it on a live stream. We've all got kind of lives to live. So if you're watching this on demand afterwards, thank you very much. I know quite a lot of people do catch up on these videos later on throughout the week. So hello to everybody who's watching on demand. And yeah, the format for this, as ever, is that we have 20-minute sessions. Usually end up with 3 20-minute sessions throughout the live stream, so you get about an hour of working, crafting, reading, making your dinner, cleaning, whatever it is that you want to do with those 20 minutes. But in between those 20 minutes, we all kind of get together and have a little bit of a chat. And it's just a way for me to be able to have a two-way conversation with people, because when you create videos on YouTube, it is very just me talking to a camera. So it's lovely to do something like this where we can all kind of have a little bit of a chat together. Right, it's 1:15. Shall we go into the first session? Just to say that I'm going back to the medieval streaming music. I love it. I just really like it, and I need to really focus tonight. So I've picked that because that's something that I like. But again, if people have got ideas for the types of music that you would like me to make playlists for, let me know, and I can always make something like that for the future. Mum's knitting the second sleeve of her 6-year-old cardigan. Yes, you were doing that last week, weren't you? The second sleeve. Nice. You might have to send me a little picture, Mum, of what you're doing. Right, let's go into the session. Stanley might come at some point, just to say as well, did we expect anything different than an empty cat bed? Let me try and shake some dreamies in this first session. Oh no, I don't have a bag of dreamies down here. Oh, I don't even have any treats, so never mind. We'll see if he turns up. Let's go into the first session. Right. Oh, I'm going to take my headphones out while we talk. How did that go for everybody? I think I have an itchy back. Do you ever get that when your hair, you either get a hair down your top or it like itches through your top? Usually only happens when I've had my hair cut, but I haven't had my hair cut recently. But I was just like, I was trying to do it like subtly on camera, like moving my back around. At some point you just end up looking a bit strange. That was a little bit of a mixed bag actually, was that session, because I started off and then I thought, because I've got my phone with me now, because I'm not streaming on my phone, I'm streaming on the camera, I was like, oh, what I'll do is, it's a bit technical is this, but when I use OBS, something happens with my headphones, especially if I use Bluetooth headphones, and the audio doesn't quite sound right. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll listen to the live stream on my phone instead, because then I can connect my Bluetooth headphones to my phone and OBS won't interfere with the sound. But then I don't know what happened, whether it was because I was trying to stream on my computer on OBS and trying to stream on my phone, it just was not working. It was buffering and buffering and buffering, and it was doing my head in. So if you saw me picking up my phone, that's what I was doing. I wasn't just like going on my phone. I was trying to get that to work to try and sort out the audio, but never mind, it's fine. So I was sorting all that out and chatting with you guys about how whether it was working okay or not. And Raven, you said it was hiccuping on your side too. Has that sorted itself out now, or is it still hiccuping and jumping around for you? Again, this could be something to do with the fact that I'm using my Osmo camera. So again, if there's any kind of teething problems with using this camera, then I can always look into that for next week's live stream. But I did a few little bits. So first half was kind of dealing with that. And then the second half, I went over my pitch again and had a little look at that, changed a couple of tiny bits around, and then I did a little list of things that I want to write to so I'm going to send my writing club the list of notes, I'm going to send them the pitch, and then I'm going to send them the next couple of chapter sections. So I was just writing down like the fact that I've rewritten the pitch, and so I've included it for them to read, a summary of what they read last time, and then things that I've changed on advice from them last time. So there are a couple of little bits where they gave me some really good advice and I implemented it. I don't always implement all the advice that people give, because I think it was Michael actually who said to me once, well, he said to all of us in the writing group that I was in, he said, people will offer advice, and often what they tell you to change or how they tell you to change it, some of the times that's not right, and you'll think, well, that's not quite right for my project or whatever. That's fine. You can not want to do what the person suggests that you do. The fact that they're raising that there's a bit of an issue is usually right. So if people are raising that there's something not quite working, or there's something that's disconnecting, or this, that and the other, that's something that you have to go with. But in terms of when they say you need to change this for this, or I think this should happen in the book, it was like, you don't have to go with that, but use the guidance of somebody's raising that there might be a bit of an issue. So I did change a couple of little bits of that, so I'm going to continue writing on that list, and then in the next 20-minute session, hopefully I'll get on to editing the actual sections that I'm going to be sending out. So, just seen your message, Mum. Bad cat, Mum. Yeah. What? Let me mute my mic for a second and shout him and see if I can get him to come. I heard him jump off something. He's jumped off maybe the bed upstairs. I think he's coming downstairs. Stanley! How are you? Oh gosh, I didn't mute myself then. You've all just heard how my pathetic voice. He's here. You're going to go up into your bed and see everybody. Everybody wants to see you, darling. He's down here. Yeah. Everybody wants to see you. Are you going to see my horrible radiator? Well, it's not horrible, but my radiator. Everybody wants to see you, Poppet. Yeah. Are you going to come and get up in your bed? Come on. Go up here. Stanley, come on. Up onto your bed. No, he's just gonna he's just gonna sit next to me on the floor. But yeah, maybe you'll come up and get on your bed. Yeah. I'm sorry I don't have any dreamies. I'm a bad mum. Bad cat mum. The reason he doesn't have any dreamies down here at my desk is because I took the bag of dreamies upstairs to bed, because Stanley gets dreamies every single night in bed. And the reason he gets them is because we brush him every other night. And so I give him a few dreamies every single night just so that he gets into the habit of getting into bed. So I'm very curious about your books, the 2 non-fiction books which are available by your website. So now I've bought them through your site. Looking forward to reading them from another cat mum. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's amazing. I did actually see an email come through saying that an order had been placed. An order has been placed on your site. Amazing. Thank you. Oh, is that Denmark? Is that where you are? You in Denmark? DK. Amazing. Thank you very much. Can I just ask you a question? When you said you've seen them, or you were curious about them, did you see them on a YouTube video? Did they pop up on a project as a product on a YouTube video, or have you just heard me talk about them and then clicked the link in the description box? I'm very interested because obviously I do have to market these myself, and so understanding how people have found my books is really, really important to me. So if you're happy to let me know how you found out about them. But thank you very much. I'm just looking at the order. Was it? Oh my gosh, it's one of each. Lady of the house and unmarried women. Well, thank you very much. I will arrange for those to be shipped as quickly as I can. And send them out to you. Thank you. How exciting. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's been a while actually since I've had a sale of my books, so it's nice to have one again. I did recently find that I can put products on my videos, so here he is. No, you can't come over here, darling. Get in your bed. Come get in your bed. There's too much stuff on the desk. Come and get in your bed. Come on. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you want to come over here, but you can't, darling. There's too much tech. There's too much kit. You get in your bed. Why don't you get in your bed? No, you can't come over here. And I can't spend the entire live stream talking to you. Don't wipe your face on my camera. Can you get in your bed, please? No. Edging closer isn't going to happen. No, Poppet. You could see his face is literally here. Like, what do you mean I can't come and sit on you? No, don't you look at that camera. Look at his face. Stanley, you got a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're just stealing the show. Everybody loves to see you. Yeah, everybody loves to see you, little celebrity cat. Yes, you are. Yeah, but you're still not coming to sit with me. You need to go and sit in your bed. You need to go and sit in your bed. Oh, it's nearly 1:45. When did we finish the last session? It was only like 22, wasn't it? 1:15 until 25 to, or maybe give it another 5 minutes or so. And then we'll get into the next session. Imposter syndrome. That was what Ellie was asking about, wasn't she? Sorry, Ellie, if you're watching this back on demand. I do get imposter syndrome a lot when I'm writing, and even there, with an order that's come in for my books, I still feel like, oh my God, why do people want to read my books? Like, I still feel sometimes, and then I feel like an incredible amount of pressure of, oh my gosh, I really hope that you like them, and I really hope you enjoy reading them, and then that feels like quite a lot of pressure on my shoulders. In terms of actually writing, when I'm doing the writing, I think imposter syndrome is one of the biggest things that regularly stops me halfway through writing. It's just gone. Honestly, I might have to get rid of Cat Cam. He's just embarrassing me at this stage. But it does provide quite a nice privacy for my screen when I want to put it on for the live stream. Yeah, imposter syndrome is one of the biggest things that stops me writing because I'll be doing something, I'll be writing, and it's just not flowing, or I can't get the words out of my head onto the paper, or I don't really know what to write next. I'm not very good at like really thoroughly plotting, and I think I need to. So I need to find some way of really finding a plotting tool or technique that works for me, because when I know what I need to write, words just flow. So when I'm doing my non-fiction writing, because I've done so much research previously, all that research is percolating in my brain. And also when it's a real life person and it's a non-fiction book, you've got the plot of their life. It's there. You're just really telling their story that's already happened. So it's just about reciting facts. And I think because I've done an English degree and I've done my history masters, I'm in the practice for that. But when I'm writing fiction, I find it really hard. And then I'll get into my own head when I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm writing next. It's not coming. That's because it's me. That's because I'm terrible at writing. That's because this book is rubbish. There's no plot points. Therefore, this story's rubbish. There's no point in me continuing writing this story, because clearly it's just rubbish because there's no plot points. And it's just the brain is the biggest barrier to writing. I think that's the secret. Like when people say, what's the secret to being able to write successfully? It's getting out of your own head. It really is. And it's so hard to do. If you are the type of person who lives in their head so much like I do, it's so hard. And I'm very influenced by what people say to me and what I say about myself. I've said this before. Nobody would ever speak to me as harshly as I speak to myself. And I've tried to compartmentalise a little bit recently by naming my brain Petunia and nicknaming her Petty for short, because she frequently is very petty. And so when I'm having a day where I'm really getting in my own head and I've got imposter syndrome, or I'm having a really beating myself down day, I'm trying to get a bit better at being like, Petunia, love, not today. Not today, love. Go have a spa day. Take a day off. We are not talking to ourselves like that today. Which makes me sound, quite frankly, quite mad. But it has sort of helped a little bit. But some days I'm not even in the right headspace to be that self-aware to be able to say, Petunia, love, can you not? So it's hard. It is really hard if you are that type of person. And I think some people that end up writing prolifically and being very easily, not easily published, that's the wrong thing to say. I don't mean easily published, because I don't think anybody's easily published. But I think are people that can get out of their own heads a little bit and just separate themselves from the writing a bit. Interestingly, I was doing a lot of research on Virginia Woolf recently, because I did the 100 books over 100 years, and she seems to be someone who was deeply, deeply affected by her own writing, her ability to write, or her perceived inability to write. And I read her note that she left. I'm sure you know which note I'm talking about. And you could just see her struggles throughout that note that she left. And yeah, I think I think when you are a creative person, you feel everything so deeply. And I think creative people, artistic people, feel things in a much deeper way, and they see the world. People have said this before, I've read it online before in different articles and things, that very creative people see the world very differently. And so, makes sense that you'd overthink. So yeah, the long and short of that is I do get imposter syndrome. I get it a lot. And some days it completely stops me from being able to write. But I'm trying to push through and I'm trying to keep going. And I think everyone else should keep going as well, because that's what a lovely community like this is like. So if we've ever got a week when one of you are struggling with imposter syndrome or struggling with some kind of self-limiting belief about your writing or your creating or whatever it is, bring it to the live stream. Let's have a chat about it, because you won't be the only one that's going through it. And anything to do with mental health, People can support each other with mental health. I'm a strong, very, very strong mental health advocate in terms of sharing, talking, and having a community around you. Something that's worked for me. Before I write a scene I don't have a clear idea, I'll journal free write to rough something out. I've been doing that with a scene I need to gut and rewrite. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I think sometimes I can even struggle to sit down at the computer and put pen to paper. And actually, interestingly enough, something that's been working with this book is actually writing a little bit on my phone, which I never would have thought that I would have ever done. But there's been a couple of times when I was starting the book where I wanted to have a certain amount written. I think it was for the February session that I did at the writing club. I had to present something, and I was like, well, I have to get it drafted by this date so that I can edit it. And I think we were going to see some friends somewhere in the car, and I was like, well, I'll just write a bit in the car. And so I was using Google Docs on my iPhone, the Apple, the Google Docs on my phone. So it was still all connected to my Google Drive and stuff, but I was just writing on my phone, and actually it worked really well. So at the end of the day, we've just got to, maybe sometimes sitting down in front of a desk is too intimidating, and we just need to write wherever it is that we can find space to do it. I've been trying to write a book since I was 16. I completed a draft once, then my laptop crashed and I lost it all. Oh my God, that's devastating. That is the absolute nightmare, isn't it? Since then, I've never been able to finish a substantial portion of a manuscript. It really does wear me down. I feel like a failure for being 40 and still not having achieved the thing I've always dreamed of doing. Well, do you know, I said this last week. Millie Johnson didn't start writing her books until she was in her 40s. I don't know if she was in her 50s. I think she was in like her mid to late 40s. And she was married and she was having children and she had this life. And then her marriage broke down. Her husband was, I think, really horrible with her and this, that and the other. I can't remember the full story. And so she divorced him and she left with the children and started writing her novels. And that started her career for her. I'm not suggesting you leave a relationship. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that the period will come for you. If it's not managing to come out of you at the moment, maybe that's because the focus at the moment of your life is elsewhere. There's something else that is needing your attention, your energy at the moment, and it's never too late. And being 40, hell, you've got so much more life experience at 40. Like, I'm 38 and I look at what I'm writing now. There's a couple of little things that I'm writing into this book, about grief. We've had some quite horrible grief in our family recently, and being able to mine that emotion a little bit. I understand what a character is going through now when it comes to grief, and there are things that will happen. Having children, having marriage, having, at 16, you're so young. There's a reason why there's not many 16-year-old novelists out there, because really to have deep understanding of the world and be able to write about it authentically, you have to live it first. So, you can write all of your life, but actually I do firmly believe the right thing will come out when you're ready for it to come out. But you're certainly not a failure. What you're doing is you're practicing. You're honing your skills. Every time you write something, you're honing your skills and you're getting a little bit better. So it's not a failure. If anything, you're succeeding at practicing. That's the way that I would reframe it. I'm 44 and I just landed my first paid writing gig for the anthology. Exactly, there you go. There you go. The man who invented KFC was in his 70s when he started KFC. In fact, I've read those and I've seen those posts online before of people where it's like, this person started their business at 50, this person started their business at 70. Life, they used to say life begins at 40. So, I think that's a good thing. Been writing since I was 10. Yeah, I've been writing since I was probably about the same age. I would not publish any of the things that I wrote when I was a kid now. I did. Okay, what was everybody's childhood writing project? Because I wrote, does anybody remember the Point horror books? Does anybody remember those? I was obsessed with point horror books, and one of them in particular, Camp Fear, it was called, and it was set. They're all set in America, aren't they? But it was set at like a summer camp, and then all the kids went to summer camp, and then something horrible happens. Can't even remember what happens in the book. I wrote my version of Camp Fear, and wrote it on. It was I think it was like lined A4 paper that I then stapled together. And I put I cut out a little photograph of like my friend's older sister, who I just thought was one of the most beautiful women ever. She had beautiful blonde ringlet curls, and I just thought she was such a beautiful person. So I put her picture on the front of it. And that was my Camp Fear story. But there's absolutely no way I don't even know where that is. I think it went in a bonfire. Unfortunately, a bonfire happened at some point in my history, and I think a lot of writing that I did was in a bureau, which got burnt on the bonfire, and so a lot of my writing was lost. But that's, yeah. I don't think anything was Pulitzer Prize winning that I lost. I'm really hoping this move... Oh, hold on, I've lost... Oh yeah, I heard about them through this channel. Oh, right, okay, thank you. So just through chatting, just through coming to these videos, you heard about them. Well, thank you. That's really, really useful to know, so thank you. So I do need to remember that I need to self-promote a little bit in these videos. It's hard. That's another thing that comes with imposter syndrome, is being able to self-promote yourself. So yes, if you are watching this on demand, or if you are watching this live, I do have 2 books. One of them is called Lady of the House. The other is called Unmarried Women of the Country Estate. My mum bought me these beautiful earrings that are of book 1 and book 2. I don't know what I'm going to do when I release another book. I'll have to get like multiple piercings all down my ear. So yeah, if you would like to know, they're always linked in, maybe not in the description of my live stream. Maybe I need to start popping them in the description box of the live stream. But you can generally find them at charlottefinesswriter.co.uk. So I'm really hoping this move, the total life overhaul and having my own writing space, will allow me to finally dig in. Oh, if I had written a book in my 20s or early 30s, it would have been awful. Exactly, there you go. I tried to sell myself this is the path it's meant to be, but it's hard to believe it. And you know why it's hard to believe it? Because of imposter syndrome. Because you're letting your inner petunia tell you that you're not good enough, and we all need to silence our little petunias sometimes. But it is okay, and I love the idea of you having your own writing space. And I moved a lot in my childhood, and so I need to be putting my phone onto silent, don't I? Sorry. I moved a lot in my childhood, and so I think I get itchy feet quite quickly. So I'm constantly like, I'm happy to move. And I think there's something about, fresh energy, a fresh place, fresh dreams that come with that kind of thing. I can feel it. I think that this will be a really good place for you to find that inspiration. I'm cheering for you. I'm cheering for you too. I really am. And coming to these live streams every week will be helpful, even if the only time you write is for 20 minutes every Tuesday. That is moving forwards. I was convinced I was going to write Silly the Dinosaur books. 8-year-old me didn't understand copyright or intellectual property. Exactly. We all just copied, didn't we, when we were that age? Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you like the streams. I love them. I have to say, I really, really love them. When we get off at 9:00, I always end up like bouncing upstairs, and I'm like, the stream was really cool, Tom. I really had a really, really great time. Oh, Dilly the Dinosaur books. Right, okay. I don't think I ever read Dilly the Dinosaur. Tom had a book called Tyrone the Terrible, which was a dinosaur book. But yeah, crikey, it's 8:00 and we've only done one writing session so far. Let's go into another writing session. Let's go into another 20-minute session, and then let's have another chat afterwards. The first creative project I wrote was on. Gosh, my brain's just short-circuited there. The first creative project I wrote on my own was a piece of fan fiction. Awful, but fan fiction was my gateway. Yeah, exactly. We all wrote fan fiction. My Camp Fear project was fan fiction as well, probably. Right, let's get into the next writing session, and then we will chat again shortly. How was that session for everybody? That went really fast, actually. I found that went really, really fast. I have been editing the first chapter again. To be fair, I wanted to reread the first and second chapters because I'd done quite a lot of work on them and I wanted to read them because I was just thinking, because I've done so much work on them, do I actually just present the same thing again? And I think I might, I might present the same thing again because I think it has changed quite a lot and I'm actually really proud of the opening, and I think if I can get some feedback for the second time on this same section and I get good feedback on it or I get like different feedback, then the next time I present I can present a new section, because I actually think that'd be really good. So I present something once and then the next time my go comes around again, I present the same thing with some adjustments, and then the third time it's my turn to present, I present something new. And then the fourth time, it's the same thing again with adjustments. Do you know what I mean? I think that might be a really good way to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. So we are going to have, maybe we'll just have a really quick chat now until like 25 to, and then we might have one more session on the writing, because I really would like to do some more on this. Is that okay with everybody? Is everybody all right with that? What are you working on? Everybody's nice and quiet this evening, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, if you are working on something or if you are just chilling, or I think, who was it who said they were reading? Is that Kelly? Yeah, Kelly was reading. Yeah, let me know. If possible, can you sign the books? Yes, of course. Yeah, I can definitely sign the books for you. Yes. Can you send me a message on Instagram? Can you, or actually I've got your email address. I'll send you an email and I'll ask you which what you would like popping in it. Unless you just tell me, do you just want literally my signature or do you want a like dedication in it? Just let me know, because I have started just getting signatures from writers, because when you get a dedication, it's it's a different type of signed book apparently, whereas books that are just have the author's signature are classed as collectibles. So let me know if you just want a sign. I'm a chronic chapter oneer. It's addictive. I know. I'm sure it is a trap. I am sure it is a trap. I think if I self-impose this rule, though, that I am going to show everybody chapter 1 and 2 again, but then the next time I'm not going to show chapter 1 and 2 again, because they're going to get bored of reviewing it and rereading it as well. So I might see what Michael says. Send Michael a message tonight and be like, look, this is chapter 1 and 2. I've redone them. I'd really like everybody's opinion. What do you think? Do we send them chapter 1 and 2 and say, if you want to, you can reread it? Or do you want to maybe just flick your eyes over it and then reread something? I don't know. I might see what he says. But my instinct is I'd really love some feedback on the beginning again, because it has changed quite a lot since last time everybody read it. A dedication would be wonderful. Okay, fantastic. I'll send you an email tomorrow. I might write myself a note, or I tell you what, let me pop a reminder in my phone while we are talking, because if not, I will not do it. When do I want to start it? Tomorrow at, let's go for 11. Alert at time of the event. Awesome. Cool. That is in my diary for tomorrow. So I will send you an email and sort out what the dedication will be. But of course I can dedicate and sign it. Enjoy my evening of reading and listening to the chat. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I have to say I am looking forward to... God, I always end up with hiccups on the... Not like hiccups, it's not a hiccup and it's not burp. I promise it's not burp. I just get these little funny breathing things that happen when I live stream. I think it's because I'm not really thinking about breathing. I'm going to go read my book when we finish the live stream. I'm going to finish this bit of writing. I'm going to send it over to Michael, and then I'm going to over to my writing group, I should say, and then I'm going to go and read in bed, because that's actually getting really good as this book now. I just get signature. I was saying to Tracy Borman, unapologetic name drop. I feel weird seeing a message from someone I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Where did you meet Tracy Borman? Was that an event? How exciting. Or do you know her? Is this one of these situations where a celebrity? I love things like that. One of my friends from a previous work job is now just a friend. Um, he's an actor, and he's in. Oh gosh, I've completely forgotten the name of it. Bergerac. He's in Bergerac at the moment. And I watched it and I was like, that's Luke. It's so funny seeing people like that. When you know people who are like very well known, it's mad, isn't it? Because you know them, but then you see them in that kind of public life. It's so different as well. From friends or people I know is different, obviously. And each their own, no judgment on dedications. Yeah, my social anxiety is glaring at me now. Lol, don't mean to cause offence. With what on? You're not causing offence, don't worry. No, absolutely not. No, we know what you mean. Like, I think for me, I always think with a dedication is if somebody wants to resell that book on later, it might not have the same resale value. I mean, it's not like this with me because I'm never going to become super famous, but like I have a couple of copies of Philippa Gregory's books that I got signed when I met her last year at last year's literature festival, and I'm well aware that because she's signed them to Charlotte and written a dedication inside, they're not going to be as valuable as just a Philippa Gregory signature, and so. But I'm happy with that because I really wanted a personal dedication from Philippa Gregory, so I think that's the way. Because it's funny, I was talking to Dr. Claire, God, her last name's just completely gone out of my head. Dr. Claire, who did the Emily Bronte Reappraised event, we were talking about. I asked her whether she dates her signatures when she signs a book, because she said to me, "Do you want a dedication? I just want a signature." I said, "Oh, I just love a signature actually, if that's okay," because it was a limited run of her new book that they were doing. So I was like, "Oh, I'll just have a signature, please, because this could end up being super like limited edition version in the future." And then we got on to talking about whether she dates her signatures, because some people have said that if you date them, they can be more valuable in the past because you know when it was written, when it was signed. So it's so interesting, yeah, Kelly, thinking about the different perspectives on it and what it means and why people collect signed books as well. Like there are some signed books that I've got on my shelf that I think, the first editions, and depending on how that author's career progresses, could be great investment pieces in the future. But also, I really love the books and I just love collecting them. I've got a signed copy of Alchemised by Senlin Yu, and that I think probably be worth quite a lot of money at the moment because not everybody has got a signed copy of Alchemised. But I don't particularly want to sell it. I want it for me. So I wish I knew her. I met her at St Albans Cathedral for her book tour. That's amazing though that you managed to see her and have like a conversation about it. Yeah, because it is really hard at things like this. Somebody asked me recently, was it Lainey? Asked me recently about my experience of meeting Philippa Gregory because she met her somewhere and she felt quite rushed and like Philippa Gregory didn't really have enough attention on the people that she was kind of signing for. And I get that, myself when I've been at even me at tiny book events where I've been signing things, sometimes your brain is that, you've just finished doing a talk usually that's like an hour long and your brain's like exhausted. People are asking you questions, other people are asking you to sign books at the same time. They're inevitably, people like to share stories with you when you get to that point, or they like to share interesting facts that you've told them as part of the story and their own facts that they know. And so you're trying to listen to all of that, you're trying to sign, and honestly, trying to sign a book and get it correct, because I like to write a little dedication in all of my books when I'm signing them. It's so hard to do that, to physically think about what you're writing and to listen to the conversation and just kind of keep on top of it. It is a lot, but at the same time, I totally see it from the side of the person. When it's a really big name person like Tracy Borman or Philippa Gregory or, a really big name like that, they they've got like 200 people waiting to see them, and every single one of those 200 people love that writer so much and will have an anecdote that they want to share. Like I got myself right to the front of the queue because I wanted to be the first one to see her, and all I just had to say, I was like, I really just want to say how much you've inspired me. I'm now a published author, I'm a writer, and I think that's because of you. I wrote my dissertation about your books, etc. She was just like, she was listening and she was like, oh wow, that's amazing. But like, I could tell that she wasn't, not that she wasn't listening to me, because she definitely was, but I think everything was just so overwhelming. And I just feel like, I don't know if she properly took that in, but it was a wonderful moment. I have a photo of it and it's absolutely brilliant. Works for me, scene rewrite is going well. I'm glad your scene rewrite is going really well, Raven. I'm really glad that that's doing well. Yeah, we're going to do another session in a couple of minutes, so hopefully you'll be able to do a little bit more, as I am going to do as well, although I really need to lip to the loo. So I might have to, in a minute, in fact, let's do it now. I'm just going to go on BRB, and I'm going to nip to the bathroom. And then we'll do the last session. I would love to think that I could last half an hour, but I am a 38-year-old lady, so let's have a little break, and then we'll go into our last writing session. Right, I'm back. Let's go straight into the last session, and then we'll come back and see how we get on. Okay? Philippa Gregory was very gracious when I told her her novels inspire me to take a historical fiction approach to my fantasy work. She wished me well and it seemed genuinely, but yeah, she was rushed. Yeah, that was the same with me. She seemed genuinely interested in what she was saying, and actually you could almost see on her face that she wished she had more time to ask me a follow-up question, that it wasn't through rudeness that she wasn't really able to ask much. But yeah, that's how I feel. I've missed a few here. They do book signings after. She was very generous with her time. So was Joanne Paul. Philippa Gregory had a whole team rushing her when I went for the Three Sisters tour. Yeah, that's how I felt. And it's annoying, isn't it? Because I think some people in that line would be quite happy to wait. Potentially quite happy to wait half an hour so that everybody just has a couple of minutes. But it did feel like the team and the booksellers were rushing it through as quickly as possible so that they could get home quicker. And it's just, I don't like that. I was at Hatfield Park listening to Nicola Tallis, Owen Emerson, Kate McCaffrey. They didn't do signings, so I finally asked a question, but I'm usually too awkward to take up much time. Yeah, I'm the same. I would ask a question though if they weren't going to do signings afterwards. I like all three of them. I really like Owen Emerson. I think he's brilliant. Right, let's get into the final session and then we'll catch up on the chat at the end, because I want to talk to you about live stream stuff as well for the break at the beginning of June. So let's do that and then we'll chat again. Oh, right. We've only got 2 minutes until we finish, but we can wrap up and maybe run a couple of minutes over if we need to. It's gone very dark. I need to work out the settings on this camera because I feel like my iPhone did a better job at like brightening up the space. So I don't know if there's like an auto brightness setting that I can work out on this camera, but I think it's clearer, isn't it? Because I think when I did use my phone, by this point in the evening when it was getting quite dark, it was starting to get really grainy. But looking at the OBS, it's looking like it's not getting grainy. So that's really good at least. So it might just make it a bit cozier. So it might be all right. Just announced Philippa Gregory won Book of the Year at the British Book Awards tonight. Wow, what was that for? Let's have a look. British Book Awards 2026. Was it British Book Awards, that's it. It's probably not going to say it on the website, is it, if it's just happened? Book of the Year. Winner and shortlist overall Book of the Year. Oh, it's saying here that the winner, the non-fiction, was Nobody's Girl by Virginia Giuffre, sorry. Sunrise on the Reaping has won Children's Fiction Book of the Year. That's good. I really liked Sunrise on the Reaping. Oh, the names. The names. Jill was mentioning that, wasn't she? She was mentioning the names. I think last week's live stream, she was saying that was good. I think that was winner of the debut book of the year. So that's one debut. Ooh, that's interesting. So in the discovery section, The Mercy Step by Marcia Hutchinson has won. Now, Marcia Hutchinson, The Mercy Step, is in the 6 shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction. So that'll be interesting. That's obviously getting a lot of attention, that one. So The Berlin Traitor is the winner of the Fiction Book of the Year. Fantastic. Graphic novel, non-fiction book, romantic fiction. Emily Henry won a romantic fiction. And Alchemised by Senlin Yu has won the science fiction and fantasy book of the year. That's exciting. Oh, that means that my signed copy is going to be even more valuable. Only joking. How exciting though. I'm really intrigued by The Mercy Step by Marcia Hutchinson. I can't wait to read that as part of my 6 that I'm going to read. But yeah, very, very interesting. Excellent. Oh, thank you for letting us know about that. Yeah, well done, Philippa Gregory. Well done to everyone. I mean, what an accolade to be able to win awards and things. And the British Book Award prize is really fun. It's like a pen nib is the trophy that you get. So that's amazing. Of course, very, very sadly, Virginia Giuffre is not going to be able to have hers, which is so sad. But hopefully that it brings her family some comfort, knowing that it's been received in that way. So we are nearly at the end. I've just got a couple of tiny things that I wanted to speak to you about. So first one was that please do remember that you can hype my live streams, you can hype my videos. So if you're watching on mobile, there's usually a little hype thing that comes up in the video somewhere on the mobile app. So if you can, please hype the live stream. It really, really helps YouTube. And like the live stream as well. That's always really helpful for me. Now, I believe there is somewhere, I'm going to maybe have to look into it next time, but I believe that I should be able to gift you memberships for, I believe I should be able to gift you memberships to my YouTube members. Sorry, I should have looked into this beforehand. I assumed that it would just come up on here, but now I'm looking at it, I don't think it is coming up on here. So I will have a look at it at some point for the next stream, and I will see if I can work out how. But I can gift memberships at live streams apparently, so I'm going to look into that. Yeah, like I say, remember to hype it, remember to like the live stream, please. The other thing is with the live stream, so I'm having 3 weeks off live streaming at the beginning of June. Life is just getting busy over that time period, and I've got some commitments that I want to enjoy, and so I won't be able to live stream. So I've been planning ahead. It's all on the schedule of when I'm having the time off. You can find that schedule at charlottefinessewriter.co.uk, and then go for live stream writing club off the menu, and you can see a 12-week rolling schedule. But I was looking into whether we could get some other streamers, whether I could find kind of 3 other people that live stream and get them to like kind of point you towards their live streams, and I still might do that. They won't obviously be on my channel, but I can just, each week I can maybe put a link on my website to somebody that will be streaming at that time that I think would be good for you to kind of check out. The other option is Kayla, my friend Kayla, who is also a YouTube creator, suggested that maybe I could do some that are like pre-recorded videos. I'm not entirely sure how they would work, so I need to, because obviously I won't be able to stream them, they'd have to be videos that would go up as like premieres. But I'm wondering if there is a way for me to be able to do it where you can still chat to each other as the video is premiering as if it is a live video, so that there's still a way for you to all have conversations and be able to check in with each other and chat as you would at a live stream like this. And I can be in the live chat as well because it's premiere. I can chat and kind of see how everybody's doing. But then the actual video itself will be pre-recorded, and it might be that we have 4 20-minute sessions throughout the 2 hours with much shorter periods. And I will, in those little in-between sections, I'll just chat to you about what I've been doing, how my writing has gone, maybe give you some prompts for your own writing and that kind of thing. So how does that sound? Would you be up for something like that if I could make it work? Like a pre-recorded one, but somewhere where you could still come along to the live like premiere and you can chat to people. I think pre-recorded videos are a great idea. Have a frame for the music, etc. The premiere will allow chats. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, we'd still have like the music sections, but yeah, the premiere then would allow those chats either whilst the 20-minute sessions are going on, or you can do it, you can just chat throughout really. The other option is that I could literally just do back-to-back writing sessions, but I think it's nice to have a little bit of chatting in and amongst it. So yeah, have a think. We've got a few weeks until then, so mull on that, mull on what you would like to see over that time period. I'm also quite happy if you said, you know what, Charlotte, I need a break as well. But I think it'd be nice to be able to provide you with something, because 3 weeks is a long time. So yeah, have a think on that. And the very last thing I was going to mention is that I am thinking, well, I'm in the process of setting up a Discord server with the lovely Kate, who I don't think has been here today, unless she's lurking because she's got other things on. But Kate is somebody who's been visiting my live streams a bit, and we've been chatting about potentially, well, setting up this Discord server, which is an online kind of community where you can chat about writing, this, that, it's just something that's an extra layer for those people who want to do it. But I'm looking into it. I'm needing time to set it up and get mods and things like that. So that's in the works as well. I think that's everything I wanted to say for tonight. Thank you so much for joining for another live stream. And we've had a bit of Stanley. He's literally just run off, but we had a bit of Stanley. We had a bit of him laid in his bed, and hopefully the new camera has worked really well. And thank you again, anybody who's watching on demand. If you are watching on demand, you can still like the live stream afterwards. And thank you very much. And yeah, I'll see you next week. So next week, same time, 7 till 9 p.m. BST. I keep saying GMT, but we're actually in BST, British Summer Time now. So yeah, it's 7 till 9 p.m. British Summer Time. I think pre-recorded videos are a great idea. Oh no, I've already read that one. By frame I mean screen. Words failed me. I kind of knew what you meant. I knew what you were getting at with it. Have a look at Abby Emmons. She does a similar thing for her writing sprints. Right. Okay, brilliant. Abby Emmons. I'll look at that now. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a lovely week, and I will see you soon. All right. Bye, guys.